I don't think we played well, so it's hard to comment positively on our side of it. I thought Princeton was ready to go. I think that the game got a little chippy, which I knew would. I think we all expected that, right? Two competitive teams that play really hard, and some of the major players kind of sat in the beginning of the game. But overall, I just thought that they executed their game plan better than us.
We're going to take questions for Abbey, and then we're going to let her go.
Abbey, on that second foul, just around 8 minutes ago in the second quarter, what did you see? A little bit of a free fall for the ball, and what was kind of the explanation that you got from the ref about it?
Yeah, I saw a loose ball and I was diving for it. I guess she saw that I hit same. I don't know. The call was a foul, so that's part of our principle is we see a loose ball, we're gonna dive for it. Sure. And then I was just asking the ref what she saw, and she said that I shoulder checked her. I guess so.
I don't think she knew. I think that ref unfortunately dominated the game.
Mm-hmm. And just bigger picture, just in terms of finding your rhythm, and it seemed like that was a challenge at times today. Where was that, and did you feel like late third, early fourth, you were starting to be able to kind of find that rhythm you were looking for offensively? Yeah,
I think I just try to do a little too much sometimes when I just had a simple catch and shoot opportunity. But I think too much. I tried to get ahead, like what's next when, like I said, maybe the first option's open. So just kind of like slowing myself down and like seeing those options.
Thank you.
Mel?
I don't want to say I'm speechless, but a lot of it's already been covered, in terms of whatever. Basically, there's still a season, I guess you can say that.
Oh, 1,000%.
It's a loss today, but, it's on to the next, the way this league is.
Right, absolutely right.
And I just related to that, obviously it feels like these games with Princeton have been like a 3-round battle. And does it kind of feel that way to you? And does it also a little bit more comforting knowing that round 3 is going to be in your home court?
Yeah, I think what we're more so disappointed about is that we didn't play our basketball. There was a game plan and we didn't follow it. That's what we're disappointed about. We're not disappointed because we lost to Princeton. We're always going to try to beat whoever's on the other side, but we want to follow our game plan, and we just haven't done that. And quite honestly, we haven't really done that the past couple games, but we just kind of, I guess lucky is the wrong word, but we got away with it, and that translated to this game. A lot of crucial moments that, cost us the game.
What is the significance of Riley Weiss being able to play as well as she did in this atmosphere?
It's huge. She's a player built for these type of moments, and she showed up today, and she showed us that, she's going to show up in these big moments, and she showed us this all season long. So we're just really lucky to have her on our team, and we just got to keep supporting her.
Well, Coach, you talked about this not being the game that you wanted this to be. Obviously, you're going up at the half. What did they do differently in the third quarter? What did you do differently in the third quarter that you feel like changed, kind of turned the game at that moment?
Well, they started getting downhill a lot more against us, and I thought we were like unnecessarily helping or bailing them out a little bit. And it was just like runs. They made some runs, and we didn't respond. And you expect that for a team like this, right? Like especially the one where just like went back and forth before the media was called, and I was just like, everybody's exhausted right now. And that's like how we want to play. I'm like, I just don't think we strung together stops at all in this game. We track something we call them, turkeys, 3 stops in a row in our program. We had one of those tonight. You're not going to beat anybody, let alone a team like this, with 1 3-stop in a row series. So I really honestly thought that they got stops and converted, and we were converting enough, and then we weren't. And then it was just like empty possessions both ways for us.
Related to what you track, I noticed a duck, and I noticed the sign neon. Can you just, without revealing state secrets, tell us what those are?
Yeah. We talk a lot about like when we're about to be in the bonus or put another team in the bonus. And when we say neon, basically we have 3 fouls, right? So we want to make sure that we're being smart, playing underneath people, we're challenging, but we're not being too physical and aggressive. And the duckling, ugly duckling is basically the same thing. It's the reverse of a turkey, right? So it's like, the team's scored 3 times on us at this point. So, I just think those runs that we got into, it's just, we're usually decent in those, but, I don't think we create any easy offense from a live ball turnover. And that was something we needed tonight. We weren't able to pressure and keep in front at the same time.
The overhelping, do you think that's why Ellie was able to get?
Oh, definitely. She's not a scorer. She knows that. You know what I mean? Like You know, she averages, 5 a game, I think, at this point. But she's a smart player and will finish, and she's built for games like this. Like, I've gone against this kid however many times. Like, she's their heart and soul. It's so clear. She walks out on the court, you can see it in her face, you can see it in her body language. You know, and she's been a part of a tradition here, you know, from a very young age that, you know, she's gotten to build around the Grace Stones and the Julia Cunninghams. And I know all these kids, I've recruited them, right? You know, I was here for 6 years. Everybody knows that, right? So that she's part of that legacy of, like, you know, this is what we do here. And I think that she showed that tonight, you know, and she finished plays when she needed to.
Abbey gets that second foul around the 8-minute mark of the second quarter. Just take me through your strategy. It seemed like it was less cut and dry than like choose if she sits or like, no, we're going to play through it.
Yeah. I mean, Abbey doesn't foul. So, like, she's never fouled out in her career. She averages probably 1.5 a game. I don't even know. Kyle would probably be able to tell you. Like, she doesn't even average 2 fouls a game. So I wasn't worried about her being in foul trouble, but she also wasn't the same Abbey. Like, she was playing really hard, and I was like, hey, take a chill pill. Like, you know, just making some. I just thought she passed up plays that she shouldn't have. And so, you know, and defensively, I thought her first foul was the one that I was most frustrated with. She left her feet, and I was just like, you don't need to do that against kids that are shorter than you. So, you know, I just think, again, like, in her head, she wanted it so bad tonight, which you get, right? But wasn't really playing like herself. So.
And in terms of what you got out of Riley, and, you know, specifically, what did you learn about? It's not like you guys haven't been tested, but it's different, like we've talked about. You know, so what does it mean that Riley was able to raise her game in this moment for you?
I mean, Riley's a really nice player. I mean, I think she's one of the most skilled players I've ever recruited. I was proud of her tonight. I was proud of her for wanting it, but I'm not surprised. I mean, she's been putting in so much work, wanting to be in the gym, wanting to understand why we do things more, being locked into a scout, taking care of herself. Like, she's doing all the right things now, and I think, especially after being a freshman early on, it's hard, the adjustment to college. Everybody will say it, you know, and I think she's finally settling into what she wants to be, and it's showing on the court. She's super skilled. By the time she graduates, she'll be one of the best players to play in this league.
I said it to Abbey, but I'm curious if you see it the same way. It's just, these are these 3-round matchups that you guys have. Is that what it feels like, and does it feel, you know, in the same way that, you know, in the pros in a 3-game series, you'd have that game 3 at home? You know, does it feel like that is in your back pocket to a certain extent?
Definitely. I mean, I think, you know, it's interesting. Like, ever since I was a player and coaching at Columbia, we've always had Princeton and Penn back-to-back. Right. So this is the first, like, split weekend we ever had, so it was interesting going to this as a single-game opponent. But it just, you have to sit with it longer. You know, I'm a little, like, even last year when we won and went to Penn, and then, you know, that was obviously, like, heartbreak. But I think for us, it's just, they've got to realize that, again, the lessons, not just from this game, but the buildup of lessons we've had from the last 3 games, we're just getting away with stuff right now. And I'm like, y'all are too good to just get away with the same things. And that's what was most frustrating for me. But yes, I am very happy that we get to see these guys again. I mean, I'm sure both teams want to play as soon as possible, right? That you live for these games. The hype around it, the crowd, like, all of it. But, you know, we got to wait and kind of figure some stuff out on our end until then.